Hi there, and happy Pride. Thank you for joining me for this special Pride edition yoga practice. I can't wait to share it with you. So, grab a mat and some space that you can move around. This practice will be a little bit different because I'm basing the whole thing on simple poses that correspond with not only the chakra system, but also with the colors of pride. And I'll be talking about that a little more during the practice. So it's a simple practice that anyone can do, and I hope that you will enjoy the easy movement, but also the chance to meditate and connect with yourself and with nature during this special month of the year. So I hope you enjoy. Again, grab your mat, find a space in a comfortable seat, and we'll get started in just a moment. Again, happy Pride.
We begin our practice today in a comfortable seated position. At any point during this practice, you are welcome to close your eyes or watch the visuals on the screen. Take a few moments to find your breath. Throughout the practice, we'll use Ujjayi Pranayama or victorious breath to stay tuned in to the physical sensations in the body and to keep the mind focused on the meditative quality of this practice. Ujjayi is a simple but powerful breathing practice. Breathe in through the nose, relaxing your shoulders and jaw. Pause when the belly is full of breath. Lightly constrict the back of the throat and begin to exhale. You should hear the breath as it flows over the back of the throat and out of the nose. This gentle constriction is the same action we use to breathe on a window or mirror and fog it. Simply do that with the mouth closed, and you'll feel and hear Ujjayi. Let's take 3 breaths together now. Keep your Ujjayi breath going now and throughout the practice. As I mentioned, I designed this yoga practice as an embodied way to celebrate Pride. We were hanging our rainbow flag outside of our house, and I began thinking about the colors and their similarities to the system of chakras in yoga. It didn't take long for me to create a system of 7 poses corresponding to the 7 chakras and 7 colors of the rainbow. No doubt you have seen a rainbow flag at a Pride event, displayed in a shop window denoting a welcoming environment, or somewhere else. The flag was initially created by the late artist and activist Gilbert Baker in 1978, following the election of Harvey Milk, the first ever gay person to be elected to office as San Francisco City Supervisor. The flag was made to represent the LGBTQ+ community collectively, and though the first flag featured 8 stripes, Baker eventually dropped pink and turquoise since at the time it was difficult to mass produce a version featuring those 2 colors. Each color in Baker's flag was given a meaning which related to themes of the queer movement and of pride. We'll explore those meanings with each of the poses in this practice. Baker once said, "We needed something to express our joy, our beauty, our power, and the rainbow did that." The 8-stripe rainbow flag first flew at the 1978 San Francisco Gay Freedom Day Parade, and by 1979 the 6-stripe flag was instituted as the most popular version. As you continue to sit and breathe, take a moment to change the cross of your legs, putting the opposite leg on top or in front of the other. This way should feel a little funny. Find your breath again as we take a few moments to understand the chakras. While the rainbow flag design places red at the top, the chakras begin with the red root at the bottom. So for today, we'll be turning the flag to correspond with the order of the chakras. Chakra is a Sanskrit word that literally means wheel or circle. A chakra is an energy vortex, or a focal point of subtle energy in your energetic body. There are 7 primary chakras in the body. Each chakra is connected to a certain aspect of our lives in certain areas of the body. Each chakra is associated with a specific color and an affirmation statement. During the practice today, we'll use those affirmation statements to connect with the energy of the chakra, the color, and the emotions around the celebration of pride. Take just a few more nice deep breaths. Here you can see the symbols of the chakras in order, beginning at the bottom with red. Between each of the postures of the practice, we'll have a chance to move the body a little. Make this practice your own, taking whatever variations, pauses, changes that you need. So we'll begin practicing our transitions between the poses now. Make your way onto hands and knees. And between each of the postures, you can choose to take a rest in downward facing dog, a rest in child's pose, or this sequence of poses called a vinyasa with me. Plank, upward dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. We'll rest wherever you choose for a few breaths. And now we'll begin with our first posture of the root chakra. Come to a standing position. Find your feet underneath your hips. Lift your toes if you can. And then when you're ready, stand tall and rotate your thumbs away from one another, pinky fingers in. This is mountain pose, Tadasana. Find nice length all through the body. Find your breath here. Perhaps find the movement of this pose by placing a hand on your belly, a hand on your sacrum, and gently neutralizing the pelvis to help you stand a little taller. The color red in Baker's flag represents life and corresponds to the root chakra. Muladhara literally means root support. This first chakra is located at the base of the spine. It is often depicted as a four-petaled lotus that is red, and it governs what are considered the four primal urges: food, sleep, sex, and self-preservation, but also money. It is the foundation of our being. Its energetic function is to help us maintain a sense of groundedness and inner stability. The affirmation is, I am. Take a moment and say that to yourself. I am. When we connect with our roots, we can acknowledge that we are here and we deserve to be. Continue breathing in mountain pose, feeling your strength and your stability, and finding energy in the body as we begin this practice. At any point, you are welcome to pause this video and remain in poses longer, but whenever you're ready, we'll transition to our resting postures. And so you can come into a rest in child's pose, a rest in downward facing dog, or this vinyasa, come forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, push up. Take it into upward dog or cobra pose. And then shift back, downward facing dog, for 3 resting breaths. Wherever you are, find your breath, feel the sensations in your body, and then we'll be moving into our next chakra. For this posture, we'll also begin from a standing position. When you're ready, take the feet a little wider than your hips. We're going to be coming into a squat here, Malasana. So bend your knees and begin to squat. If your heels come off of the floor, find something like a pillow or a rolled up cushion or blanket to place underneath your heels. We're connecting here to the sacral part of the body. The orange stripe signifies healing and friendship. The sacral chakra Svadhisthana translates as her own abode and is located at the pelvis by our reproductive organs. The second chakra's energetic function is to help us regulate our emotions and desires so as not to be driven by them. Our affirmation is, I feel. What do you feel right now? What does pride feel like for you? As you continue in Malasana, our squat, you might bring the hands together at the heart to find balance. Notice your tailbone reaching down and the crown of your head reaching up, feeling that length from our rooted red chakra now into the abode of the orange Svadhisthana chakra. And to come out of this posture whenever you're ready. We'll extend the arms towards the floor and slowly press back up to a standing forward fold, lengthening out the spine and the legs. And then preparing again for our rest or transition. A rest in down dog, a rest in child's pose, or inhale plank, exhale chaturanga, inhale upward dog or cobra, exhale downward facing dog. We'll remain standing for our next pose, so when you're ready, you can make your way towards the front end of your space so that you have room to step back behind you. When you find your stance, bring your palms together at the heart. And then when you're ready, step back with your left foot, placing your heel on the mat. Gently square your hips and perhaps lift the arms. Yellow on the pride flag means vitality and energy. The solar plexus chakra is Manipura, which means city of jewels, and is located just above the navel. This energy center is your personal power, your ego, and its function is to navigate our lives with strength and determination. The affirmation is, I will. What will you do with your energy? What will you do to create a better world for yourself and others, especially those who need support? As you think about this affirmation, step forward, find your center again, and then step back on your right foot, placing the heel down, squaring the hips, and perhaps lifting the arms into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. Take a couple of breaths, and when you're ready, we'll transition once again. Choose your posture of rest. Perhaps it's different this time than before. Listen to what your body is craving and be willing to take that. For our next posture, we'll be lowering the knees to the mat and coming into a kneeling position. So make your way there when you're ready. For our heart chakra, we'll be working with camel pose. Come up into kneeling. Check that your feet are directly behind your hips and knees. And then place your hands on your hips with all 10 fingers facing in the same direction. On an inhale, draw the elbows back, and then look up and exhale to lift your heart into camel. Continue like that here. The green stripe represents nature. Anahata is the name of the heart chakra and literally means unstruck. On a spiritual level, this is the home of our higher, unstruck, or indestructible self. Anahata governs our joy, love, compassion, and openness. Energetically, Anahata helps us tap into unconditional love. Our affirmation is, I love. Pride is all about love. Take a moment to feel the energy of love radiating from your heart and filling your body and mind. Receive love from nature around you and share love with the earth that sustains us. Send your love to those close to you, to those you don't even know, and to those who are difficult to love. Send love to every living being. In your camel pose, you may wish to remain here, lighten up on the back bend as needed, or if you need a little more, perhaps reach back to find the heels, taking a deeper version of camel, continuing to keep the heart lifted and the hips forward, breathing into the opening of the chest. Whenever you prepare to come out of the posture, bring chin to chest and slowly roll back up, releasing yourself whenever you're ready to our sequence of transition postures and rests. Notice what your body is feeling as you continue to waken and open the muscles, the nerves, the joints. Notice where your mind is, and if it wanders, bring it back to the breath, remembering Ujjayi. We'll be coming to a tabletop position for our next posture, so when you're ready, make your way to hands and knees. We'll be working with cat and cow today to breathe into the throat chakra. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Press into the tops of your feet. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. When you're ready, take an inhale and scoop the heart gently towards the mat, lifting the tailbone and lifting the chin. On an exhale, round your back. Feel the breath changing between the rounding forward and the rounding back as it flows over the throat. And keep this cycle moving in and out with your breath. The color blue signifies magic and art and corresponds to the throat chakra, Vishuddha, which means to purify. This energy center is associated with speaking one's truth. Its energetic function is to help us find authentic self-expression and honesty. The affirmation is, I speak. Your voice is a powerful instrument, and you decide how you will use it. What will you speak on behalf of yourself and others, especially the voiceless? Continue to breathe here as you move, waking the spine and the whole body, breathing into the energy of the throat, connecting with your voice. Using the energy of the first 4 chakras as we move upward, feeling stable, grounded, energetic. When you are ready, make your way into your rest or transition, again choosing what works best for your body at this time and finding your breath to connect the movement, the sensations in the body, and the focus of the mind. For our next chakra, we'll be continuing with a resting posture. So make your way onto hands and knees. And when you're ready, sit the hips back on your heels with big toes to touch and knees wider than the hips. Fold forward and place your forehead on something, either the floor, a rolled up blanket, a pillow. This is child's pose, balasana. Perhaps bring your palms together over top of your head. Turquoise from Baker's flag represented serenity and corresponds to the indigo third eye chakra. The name Ajna translates as command center and is located between the eyebrows. This is our wisdom center and the seat of the mind, conscious and unconscious awareness. Here we can tap into our intuition, vision, imagination, inner knowing, and self-assurance. The energetic function of Ajna chakra is to help us learn to know ourselves on a spiritual level. Our affirmation is, I know. You know so many things. What do you know that is true and uplifting? Spend a moment thinking, I know, and answering that question for yourself. The hands can remain extended, pressed together over top of the head. Keep the forehead gently resting, and perhaps sweep the arms back around by your feet to release and relax your shoulders even more. Feel that gentle pressure and energy on the space between and above the eyes, the third eye, the eye that sees and knows what is beyond. And stay in this rest as long as you'd like, and when you're ready, once again make your way into our poses of transition and rest. Down dog, child's pose, or the vinyasa. Notice how your body has changed and shifted during this practice, with one chakra left to go. This pose will once again start from a kneeling position, so make your way there now. We'll be using rabbit pose, sasangasana, for our final chakra. When you're ready, fold forward, tucking chin to chest, and try to place the top of your head on the floor. Use your hands for support and find gentle pressure and weight right on the crown of your head. If you feel comfortable, perhaps reach back to find the feet or your ankles with your hands, balancing the weight between the hips and the head, but feeling that gentle pressure stimulating the crown of the head. A similar sensation to doing a headstand. The final purple stripe signifies spirit. Sahasrara, meaning thousand-petaled lotus, is located just above the crown of the head and is the doorway into pure consciousness. This chakra serves as a way of connecting to divine energy and is associated with our highest self. Sahasrara helps us function in a more enlightened and mindful way, cultivate self-mastery, and find a sense of connection with all. The affirmation is, I understand. Deep understanding ultimately places us in a state of gratitude as we realize our connection to the divine and all of creation. What are you grateful for? Spend a few moments saying thank you for each thing that comes to your mind. You can stay in rabbit pose. Take a rest if you need, or if you would like to work just a little deeper, we'll take one other posture that also connects us with the crown chakra. Placing the elbows in front of your shoulders, shift your weight forward, curling the toes under and lifting the hips into dolphin pose. Dolphin looks and feels like downward facing dog, but as the elbows are lowered, we find more energy and work in the shoulders. We find the crown of the head closer to the earth, feeling the stimulation of this pose. Wherever you choose, find a moment to think about that I understand affirmation. And finally, when you're ready, one last time, make your way into our poses of rest or transition. Noticing now the sensations in the whole body as we've worked from the root chakra up through the crown chakra. Find your breath one last time and breathe deeply and fully into your awakened, proud body. To close our practice, we'll take a period of relaxation. So find your space, make your way onto your back. Begin to slow your breath. You can extend the legs, or if that feels tight on your low back, perhaps keep the knees bent. Feel your breath with your heart, your belly, your ribs, softening any tension that you feel in the body. Maybe extend your arms along the length of your body, gently rotating your palms up or down as feels best for you. This is Shavasana, a period of rest and integration of all of the work that you've done throughout the practice. While these poses might have been simple and few, we were able to use every part of the body, connecting with our centers of energy. Spend a moment here feeling those sensations and thinking about the affirmations that stuck out to you, with which you connected the most. Breathe here, and for just a few sweet moments, allow yourself to surrender to the gift of relaxation. Whenever you're ready, make your way gently onto your side, continuing to soak up the benefits of your practice. And finally, make your way back to a comfortable seated position. Finding that neutral breath once more. Sitting up tall and releasing any tension from your neck and jaw, shoulders. We'll close our practice today with 3 breaths. When you're ready, extend your arms. Take a big inhale as you lift the arms and exhale a sigh of release. Take another like that. Inhale up, exhale, sigh, and down. And a third gentle breath in through the nose, palms touch overhead, out through the nose as the palms come to your heart. As the wind carries our prayers for earth and all life, may respect and love light our way. May our hearts be filled with compassion for others and for ourselves. May peace increase on earth, and may it begin with me. Thank you for your practice. Happy Pride and Namaste.